Hello and welcome to another WorldBox video. Today we are going to have 10 rich guys fight 1,000 peasants. Now first off, I need to make these guys rich, so we'll give them some gold, some adamantite, silver, mithril, ore deposit, a couple stone deposits because those are actually really useful, and we'll give them plenty of food to work with. Meanwhile, up here, I gave them a small dirt patch so that they're not completely without trees, and then most of it is desert. And along with that, they also have these grassy sections in between, which usually promotes them building houses. So over here, we have got the kings, and the kings are getting the fertile, greedy, and immortal trait. So let's give that to them. And then up here, we're going to spawn in 1,000 people, and they're not going to get any traits. And the peasants up here now have 1,000 members. And real quickly, I'm going to turn off hunger in the world laws. That way they don't just all die of hunger, because that normally happens when you spawn this many people in. They just don't have enough farms built. We want them to have a chance. Now, they can attack each other as soon as they want if they get ships, or if they take too long, I'll build a bridge between and have them fight. So let's see what happens. The peasants are already putting down new villages, but it's gonna take them a while to grow population-wise because they have so many villages they need to build before everyone's housed. Meanwhile, the kings, their population is already going up. The peasants' population is going up now. Now the kings have already made it up to almost 100 population. They got a couple more villages down, but the peasants have taken over much more area. I'd imagine they'll probably build ships first. Let's see what the king of kings looks like. So we know he has miracle born because we spawned him in, immortal, fertile, and greedy, all the traits we gave him. He also has scar of divinity because we spawned him in, and he's got wise and golden tooth. Pretty good traits for a king, pretty normal traits for a king, and he'll probably get more over time because he's gonna get really old. Meanwhile, we have the king of the peasants over here, who has golden tooth, wise, miracle born because we did spawn him in, it seems, and he has greedy. So they have really similar traits between the two nations. And also, the peasants have actually lost a bit of population now. I don't know what's causing that other than old age. I guess they just need to reproduce more if they want to get their population back up. This might be the setback that the kings need to be able to get ahead. And it looks like the kings are just absolutely destroying all of the stones around, from mithril to stone to adamantite. Seems like they're really taking all of it. Anywhere where their villages get nearby, they just scoop it all up. Meanwhile, the peasants are building right up along the shore, meaning that they've actually built the first boat. Now, this is not a warship. This is just a little fishing boat, but this means they could likely get warships faster and attack the kings, and the kings would not be able to fight them back. Oh man, the peasants, they took over pretty much their entire area, and then they set down this little village right over here with this one house and a couple people, and they just now, I'm talking like a second ago, declared war on the kings, it seems. But doesn't this just mean this is a free village for them? Or do they have a warship? It seems they do have warships, but they're just getting this village over here for free. And that is interesting. They had a leader on that ship there for a moment because they captured this village, and that person was native to that village. But they just dropped off like 100 people to go over here and attack the kings. They want some of those resources for themselves while they still have more population. Let's see what happens. It would seem the kings have a higher development level because they have bows, as far as weapons go at least. Obviously, the peasants are more developed on boats, and they completely repelled the attack and no problem, but they're looking to send in like 1,000 more troops over here. I don't think they have enough boats to handle that, but they're sure trying, and they sent another big group in right over here. Ooh, they're capturing them. Kings, where are your army men? I think they just dropped off a ton of units right on all their archers and stuff there too. So they just got completely screwed, and now the peasants have bows too. They quickly captured this area back, and they're still trying to take out the entire army here, but they have not been successful yet. Somehow these couple of units are taking over that entire village, but they have been repelled. And these guys are dropping off. Oh, it's like another 100 troops. Now, this is really bad for the kings because they don't really get a chance to expand here, and they still had some expanding to do. If they just keep fighting the peasants, I think they're eventually going to lose here, although it would take ever. Oh man, they might be able to hold this village. They just dropped off like 100 more people, and it looks like they might be dropping off some more. Oh, they're picking people up actually. Well, that is just stupid. The kings have boats now, and they tried to drop some of their own troops off, it seems, but they were just getting shot. Okay, kings are sending in some troops now, and I don't think the kings have anything like too good. Obviously, this is a bronze bow, which with the low amount of years we've had is pretty developed, but it's not that much better than a wood bow. But the peasants should only have access to wood bows other than from killing the kings over here. Oh, but the kings can fight back now. They could drop some troops off in the enemy land if they want to, although if I were them, I'd be focusing on repelling this attack. Nope, they're taking the attack over to the peasants area, and they dropped off a ton of troops themselves, and they're taking over this little village here. Although it does seem like there are a couple troops from the peasants, there just aren't very much around, but they didn't drop off like 100 troops themselves either. And now the peasants are attacking from the east as well, and there just aren't many troops from the kings to defend themselves. It seems like the kings dropped those troops back off over here. They picked them up there, a couple of them, and dropped them back down over here, and they're trying to retake this village now, which is probably smart, but the peasants are really getting a foothold. Or are they? Seems like the kings are taking their land back. They don't take too kindly to this, which has gotten them some free troops. They're gonna snowball. They're taking this back over here, but the peasants took that back. Maybe it's just a bit too difficult for one side or the other to actually win anything without a land bridge in between. Although this is like a massive army over here, probably larger than the entire king's army just with that army over there. But where are they going? Like, what are these guys doing? Oh, and this village got depopulated. There are still empty houses over here, though. These are not all destroyed houses. I believe this one up here is destroyed, but the rest of these are just open. So they'll repopulate this very quickly. Although kingdom expansion is greatly slowed down into the wilderness during wartime. Oh, looks like the kings are trying to take over part of the peasants again. It doesn't look like they're being very successful. The peasants just have a lot more troops than they do, and every time they send people in, they get attacked by like 10 people per each person they have. Now, they're obviously doing some damage, like they destroyed this house here, but that's quite minor compared to the amount of people they lost. Ooh, and they lost their entire coastline, which means they shouldn't have access to boats anymore. They really need to send these troops in and have them actually do something instead of sitting in the corner. The king of the kings is fighting over here, and he's trying. He's really trying to keep his nation alive. And let's see how he's doing. He's on 60 health of 1,400 almost. And he's got a pretty good gear set on, but he's one-eyed, he's crippled, and quite frankly, we all know this dude's about to die. Yeah, he just died right then and there. Honestly, I think that's it for the kings. Their king was really holding them together. He had some good traits, and he was doing a lot of damage to that army over there all on his own. Now, this is the new king, and he's just a genius and wise. Good traits to have as king, but he's not immortal. He's got a pretty good gear set on. King's population has really gone down quite a bit. Meanwhile, the peasants' population is just ever expanding. Here, and we'll speed this up a bit. We'll give them a hand one way or the other. You know, add a little dirt path right here. And now let's see what happens. Obviously, that should hurt the kings more than it helps them because they want less troops coming in right now. But honestly, I don't think they had a chance anyways. Oh, look at all those troops flooding in. To make this fun, how about if we give their king some extra traits too? First off, we'll give him these 3 traits back: fertile, greedy, and immortal, which aren't really very helpful with fighting. But also, I will give him bubble defense. We'll give him tough, and we don't want to give him super health. That's just too much health. That's too crazy. Don't want that going on. Oh, we'll also give him blessed. That'll be another good one right there. So he's going to have a lot more health after this. And when I say a lot more, I mean a lot more health. And we want to hit just him. Looks like it hit that kid too, but that kid's probably going to be dead in another 5 seconds, so it doesn't really make much of a difference. And the king is right over there, and he's fighting all of them, and you can see the bubble defense coming in handy there because he's getting attacked by like 100 people, and he's still alive. And he died. You know, it didn't take too long for that whole trait to be completely meaningless. I think we know where this is going. I'm going to speed this up and keep an eye over here. The king's population is just dropping like crazy, even though they're not losing any area lately. And the peasants just keep sending in these massive swarms of army members, just huge armies, just straight in here for this little nation that is now the kings that have like 100 people left. Obviously, the kings have some better gear, but they're not going to overcome getting attacked by 1,000 people. Okay, kings, come on, guys, you got it. No, they don't. No, they absolutely do not. Wow, that's overkill. Well, that is it for today. 1,000 peasants have won versus 10 kings. Now, if you guys liked this video, make certain to subscribe for more. See you guys